Hello everyone, Phil here with a little bit of an impromptu Q&A because my food is on the way and it's going to show up within like 20-25 minutes tops. And since it's going to show up within that time frame, I don't have time to really do much else on my stream. So I'm going to do a little bit of open Q&A with the viewers, see what they have to talk about today. All right? So, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's hear it. Do I miss the old days of YouTube? Well, the old days of YouTube were kind of like, let me put it this way. Today, when I upload to YouTube, I know that my video will likely go live quick. People will be able to see it, right? There's probably going to be no issues with it. And I'm probably going to be able to make some money on it, okay? Back in the day on YouTube, all right? When you uploaded to YouTube, everything was uncertain. I mean it. Like your video could error out, could have tons of problems, could get taken down for bullshit. It was kind of like the Wild West back then. Today, things are way more streamlined and consistent when you're a YouTuber, all right? However, absolutely YouTube has changed. You know, when I started as a YouTuber 15 years ago, any video I uploaded was basically met with overwhelming positivity. People liking the video, or back then there was no thumbs up, thumbs down system. There was a star rating system. People would star rate like crazy positively, right? People would basically leave insanely cool positive comments like, wow, thank you so much for uploading. We appreciate it. We love seeing these new games. We love your commentary. We love this, love that. And then over the years, what ended up happening was the whole mentality of YouTube moved from, oh, grateful and positive for free content to, oh, there's so much free content that now we've become kind of like used to instant gratification. And if this content isn't insanely high production value, insanely timely, insanely funny, and also has all these norms that everyone expects on YouTube, if it's not cookie cutter what you want for YouTube or expect to see on YouTube, literally, people shit all over it. And that is weird to me because it's still the same free content. It's just that what happened is over the years, people started making money doing it. And it's just like anything else. Movies, TV, music, sports, anything that's entertainment, right? Originally, it starts off because there's passion, because you know what I'm saying? There's all this stuff involved in it where basically people are very supportive of it and love it because they have a love for it or a passion for it. And then after time, it just becomes just for the money. And that's what happened to me. It was over the years on YouTube. I saw more and more people join YouTube with budgets and production and do giant channels that are collaborations between 20 people who went to college and fucking come out with cameras and shit. It's like, wait, what? Like, this is so weird, right? Very odd. So, anyway, that being said, old YouTube was good in some ways and bad in others. Like today, I'm happy that I can consistently make a living on YouTube and I don't have to worry about being taken down by a bunch of random bullshit. I don't have to worry about at any moment being contacted and being told, oh, no one wants you playing this game, or you said this wrong or that, and I can make money on my content. That's great. At the same time, today's a toxic atmosphere. Everything on YouTube is toxic, negative, drama, drama, drama. And you got to live around that ecosphere. You have to somehow find a way to find a place in there where you fit in, and you can have some kind of unless you're part of it, because there's tons of people who just jumped right on that bandwagon. People who used to make certain kinds of content, they gave up, and now they're drama hounds too, just to be able to make money on YouTube. I've never done that. So I'm happy that I'm still who I am and I can make the content I like, but man, it's hard to fit in an ecosystem that really doesn't support that kind of content. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. What is my favorite non-Street Fighter game of all time, says Airhead. What is my favorite non-Street Fighter fighting game of all time, says Airhead. Probably, classic, more classic Tekkens. Like, I Tekken 1, 2, 3, 4. I played a lot back in the day. I really liked them. Like, Modern Tekken I like, but they added so many new things into it that it's so complex with the juggles and shit, the OTGs, that it's hard for me to get into it. I don't even understand most of that shit, But the older Tekkens were really good. Classic Mortal Kombats too. I really liked, like, up to, like, Ultimate MK3. That was a really good. I think when it hit MK4, that's when it went off the rails. I didn't really like it anymore. Although the modern Mortal Kombats are quite good, too, I would say. So, yeah, I guess that would be it. Back in the day, it would have been King of Fighters. I liked the King of Fighters all the way through, like, the 90s into the early 2000s. But now, I don't like modern King of Fighters anymore. I really don't. The whole get one hit, win the round bullshit is really stupid. Hello to Carl 7700. How's it going? I don't know what you're talking about, Returnal. He says, what do you think about FGC players using custom boards? I have no idea what that even means. Any advice for a new cat owner? So here's the thing, every cat's different. Really, every cat is different. Some cats are more social, some cats are more laid back. Some cats are destructive, some cats are not. You know, I don't know how. Basically, you look online, do some research. Don't just go into it without being prepared. For example, a cat is supposed to have more than one litter box. A cat is supposed to have a certain kind of food, a certain kind of day. You know what I'm saying? Certain time of the day. Listen to those things. And by the way, don't force your cat into anything it doesn't want to do. Cats are not dogs. Dogs, everything. Oh, you could train your dog to do a bunch of stuff. You can't really train a cat. You can't. A cat's a little different, a little bit more independent. The style of pet that it is. So that's all I can really say. Yes, my parents have several cats. They do. All older cats. I don't know what a litter robot is. Never heard of it. Returnal says custom arcade sticks with extra buttons specific to Street Fighter 6. I mean, if it's allowed in a tournament, I don't see the problem with it. I don't know what you mean. Excuse me. Alex from Phoenix says, have you had a chance to see the new Mortal Kombat DLC characters? They include, yeah, I saw them, but I'm not impressed only because, like, first of all, the game's not even out. I don't care about DLC characters for games that's not out. I don't even know if the game's going to be good, if I'm going to like it. And already having a ton of guest characters is kind of silly to me. Like, isn't it like 3 or 4 of the characters are guest characters? Why? Why not have Mortal Kombat characters first and add guest characters later? I get it, what they're doing. They're trying to jump on a pop culture hype and stuff. But, I don't know. I was always wondering, if you're going to have a DLC character for a fighting game, have it be from the franchise or have it be a new character to the franchise. It doesn't have to be a character from, like, another pop culture reference or something. I never got hyped when, oh, they added, you know, Freddy to MK9 and stuff. I was like, all right, it's cool. I'll play with him. But that doesn't, like, I'm not dying to play with Freddy in a fighting game. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Rip the Jacker says, why are you choosing to have a background picture where you are abusing Sparkman's weakness? You mean Shadow Blade? Because this is a tutorial. It's a tutorial on how to play Mega Man 3. You didn't know that? Yeah, it's a Mega Man 3 tutorial right there. What was my first pet ever? My first pet ever was a bunny named Bunny. A bunny actually named Bunny. It was a Netherlands dwarf rabbit. Excuse me. And I love that rabbit. He was really cool. Lived 12 years. What guest character would I like to see in Tekken or Mortal Kombat? I'd like to see Elon Musk. I just said I don't like guest characters. And you asked me what guest character do I want? None. Zero. Mr. Puzzle is having fun hanging out today. I'm glad to hear that. My parents do not have social media. No, they do not. I told you, my parents live in the dark ages. Like, my dad knows how to use the internet, but barely does. He uses it to order stuff, to do research for stuff, and email. He doesn't do any social media shit. He doesn't watch video online. He doesn't do anything. How about this? Right now, if I were to send my parents a bunch of pictures via an email, I send them to my dad. Hey, here's the pictures of me, Kat, and Jasper. He would not know how to show that to my mother. I'm serious. I'm absolutely serious. He'd be like, I don't know how to... My mother doesn't use the internet at all. She's had laptops, and basically, like, my dad, I don't know, he said he tried to teach her how to use them. She couldn't figure it out. So now she has no attachment to the internet whatsoever. She's completely disconnected to internet. By the way, I got a frog in my throat. Hold on a second. That's much better. Sorry about that. It was really bothering me. Okay. So, yeah, they're not internet people. They're just not. Oh, man. Okay. What would you guys like to talk about? Please tag me in the chat. Let's see, actually see how the food's doing. Heading to me. It's about halfway here. Oh, so it's going to be here within 10 minutes? Wow. Okay, this will be a shorter Q&A video than I thought, but that's a good thing. Happy birthday to your pet lizard Puff. There you go. That's what people wanted. Do I feel comfortable sharing what was the most I ever made in 1 year at Machinima? The thing is, I don't have that data because it's so old. Like the most profitable year I ever had at Machinima was my first year. Within signing with Machinima, I signed with them, I want to say it was either January or February 2011. Halfway through the year, they signed me to a more profitable contract, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? I couldn't believe it. And then I proceeded, I can tell you, the most money I ever made in 1 month in my life was Machinima. That first year, I made over $20,000 in 1 month. Now that wasn't every month. I want to emphasize this. That was not every month. That was early on. That first year, things were absolutely insanely profitable, and I made over $20,000 in 1 month. But then, you know, it tapered off. I would say, like, the least I ever made with Machinima, like the least I ever made in a month with Machinima. Let me think about that, because I mean, just to give you a range here, probably the least I ever made with Machinima, because remember, I was partnered with Machinima until 2017, was probably $5,000 in a month. That was probably the least I ever made with Machinima in 1 month. Okay? And that was probably near the end, too. That was probably near the end of the time that I was with them. And that's what I mean. Like, it was so fluctuating. When I started, when you start making $20,000 a month, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich, right? I'm going to be filthy rich. But then within a year or two of that, they renegotiate your contract for less. Within a year or two of that, they renegotiate your contract for less. Meanwhile, profitability on YouTube is also going down. So not only are they renegotiating your contract, but now also everything on YouTube is falling apart. YouTube is changing the algorithm. YouTube is doing all this stuff. So at one point, I'm making like insane amounts of content. And I'm making insane amounts of money on said content. And then all of a sudden, it all changes. Just like this. I didn't change the content I was putting out. YouTube changed. You know? And then because of that, it was like, boo! And that's what happened is I moved out here in 2014 with the intention of financing everything that I did. I dumped all my savings to move. And then when I moved out here, I racked up all this debt to finance the move and furnish the house and do all these things. And then all that happened was every year my money just kept going down and down and down every year with Machinima, to the point where I couldn't even do minimum payments on shit anymore. And that's when everything fell apart, you know? So, but yeah, at the beginning, it was ridiculous. Do you think I ever would have thought I would ever make $20,000 in 1 month in my life? It was insanity. It was absolutely wild. That is true. Canadian Kirk says your house has doubled in value. You're right. Since I bought this place, it doubled in value. And guess what happened? The freaking stupid inflation, right? And now they've raised interest rates so much in the United States that I can't refinance my home. I have all this equity in my house and I can't use it for anything because interest rates skyrocketed so much. If I were to refinance my home, my mortgage payments, even if I just refinance at the same amount, like let's say right now what I owe on my house, right? Forget equity, forget any cash out. If I just refinance my house right now for the same amount of money that I owe, my mortgage payment would double a month. And half the money will go straight to interest. I would be a complete and utter idiot to try to refinance my home or do anything with its equity right now. I have to wait now years and years for the economy to fix itself and for interest rates to go back down. And then I would be able to do something. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, why did Soul Calibur, Killer Instinct, and Virtua Fighter fall off? Well, I mean, there's various reasons. Like, Killer Instinct died forever because it was a Nintendo-focused project, and then Nintendo dumped the console it was supposed to be on. Like, Nintendo was going to make Ultra 64, and then they completely changed their idea of what it was going to be, and that killed Killer Instinct, because after Killer Instinct 2 came out, there was nowhere to really port. They ported it to N64, and it ran like shit because it wasn't CD-based, so then it was dead in the water. They couldn't continue to make the games, and they weren't making money anymore. You know, when they brought back Killer Instinct, it tanked because it was an Xbox One exclusive. So because it was an Xbox One exclusive, and not many people played fighting games on there, that died too. All right. Dark Maggot, thanks for stopping by. He says he has to go, but he's enjoyed the React content as much as he saw it today. Thank you. A lot more coming. My story coming after the food break. But thank you, Dark Maggot, for hanging out as long as you could. I appreciate that. Let's see. Virtua Fighter, I don't know. All I can say is Virtua Fighter was prominent in the 90s, and then when Tekken came out, Tekken became the prominent 3D fighter, and I stopped seeing Virtua Fighter in arcades. So I don't know if it was just the gameplay, the graphics. I have no clue what happened to it, but Virtua Fighter got trumped by Tekken, basically. What was the third one? Soul Calibur? You know, Soul Calibur still exists. They're still making them. You know, it's just that they come out way more sparse than other fighting game franchises for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just not as profitable. People don't buy it as much. I don't know. But they still come out. I played the last one, right? I remember playing the last one. So those are still current. Do I have the condo in Limbo? My condo in Connecticut? That thing got foreclosed on years ago. That thing was foreclosed on and completely, you know, I have nothing to do with it for years and years now. So no, you know, that's been done. That all that went away during my bankruptcy many years ago. It was part actually of the agreement with my bankruptcy that I had to basically give up all claims to it and everything. So, what food did I get? You're about to find out. It's almost here. Am I looking forward to Tekken 8? I would say yes. I'm excited for it, but again, unlike like Street Fighter 6, listen, Street Fighter is my forte. Street Fighter is the franchise I played the most of in my life. It's what I grew up playing in arcades. That's my jam. That's my thing. Even though there's certain Street Fighters, like Street Fighter 5, I hated, Street Fighter will always be the passionate fighting game I go back to, all right? Other fighting games, I'll play them. I'll enjoy them at a more casual level, but you're never going to see me investing the insane amount of time that I'm doing in like a Street Fighter game. You see what I'm saying? So when Tekken 8 comes out, will I buy it? Yes. Will I play it? Yes. Will I invest half as much effort into Tekken 8 as I did with Street Fighter 6? Likely no. Probably incredibly unlikely that I would invest that much time or effort into it, only because it's not my thing. You know, I don't even understand half the game mechanics of it because I've been out of the loop of playing competitive Tekken for so long that I don't even understand them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even get it. What was my first Tekken? Tekken 1 in arcades. Played it the day it was released in arcades. Tekken 1. And I had it on PlayStation. Do I watch a lot of your content, King Cobra? No, because you're not really King Cobra. So I don't watch your content because you don't make any. Your YouTube channel's empty. You're a fake King Cobra impersonator in my chat. No, I've never ridden in a crane. I wouldn't think that you're allowed to ride in a crane unless you're technically trained to do so. Right? Right? Have I been to an arcade bar? Yes. I've been to a few different barcade style places. You know, Dave & Buster's, among a few others. But it's not something I prominently do. Am I excited for MK1? Yes. Do I like Marvel or DC characters better? That's hard to say today because I don't even know the modern characters, how they are. Back in the day, I was a Marvel guy. I collected Marvel comics, but mostly X-Men. After that, I kind of got into more Superman, Batman, but also Spider-Man. And then I just stopped reading comics altogether. So, it's been a long time. Do I like chicken or cow more? Today, probably chicken. When I was younger, cow, beef. But today, it's chicken. Is it better to be married or single? Both are perfectly fine. But I can tell you this. Since I found the love in my life and got married to her and we've been having a nice life together, this is the best time of my life. And I still say to this day, every day is the new best day of my life. I feel that. Truly, I feel that. A lot of people, you know, oh my God, my life is so bad, I got married. No, my life is better because I got married. It's so much better. I love having a home life, a loving significant other who I spend time with, who we support each other. You know, we love each other. We help each other with everything. I love that. You know, my life being married has been so much more beautiful and meaningful to me than anything that I did when I was single in my life. I mean that. What was the last of the Marvel and DC movies I ever watched? I have no idea. This year I watched DC movies on Max, right? I watched the Zack Snyder's Justice League. I watched Joker. What else did I watch? I watched a few of them on Max. So, but those weren't current. Those were older movies. I couldn't even tell you what the last Marvel movie was that I watched. I have no idea. Maybe like Infinity War Endgame. Because I don't think after that, I never saw Spider-Man Far From Home. I didn't see... When was Guardians 2? I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But I think that was before Infinity War Endgame, wasn't it? I think it was. So, I don't know. I saw Doctor Strange, but that was also before Infinity War Endgame. That was the first one. I never saw the second one. Oh, yeah? Perspicacity says, I actually lost my job the exact same week you lost your job at your helicopter company. So I still remember it after all these years. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's going to be something meaningful you'll probably remember forever, right? All right, guys. It's here. So, because it's here, it's time to end the Q&A. Thanks for chilling. And I hope you enjoy. Thanks a lot.